Not a lot. Just enough to remind me why I don't watch it. Oh, this is already funny. Just the headline. The list of moves and actions that are now banned from AEW or need to be approved by the company.
Maybe that's why Nash is pissed off, because he went for Rock and Austin and not try to duplicate him.
Well, it'd be easier to duplicate him. You only have to learn 5 moves.
Like you said, and we've all been saying, Tony Khan, you need a hierarchy, and he gets one, and then we make fun of it.
Because he's sitting back there talking about the Brock match, and finally we had a wrestling match. Finally we got 2 guys telling a story. They weren't outside in the ring the whole time. One of them
was he not watching the same match as we were?
Yeah, those games, man, I would say, like, for me, like, the best ones, I would say, are, like, the ones where they try to get a certain, like, time.
This is my entire IT team right here on screen. Everybody. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for WrestleChat with Vince McShane. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Your normally program time slot for Raw has been preempted. We're taking over. I can assure you there's nothing to see on TV. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. We're going to do a WrestleChat, and this is our first doing it through OBS, so I'm anticipating some fun. It only took us a good 35 minutes just to get to this point after doing it yesterday in a test. And everything went much smoother yesterday than it has today so far anyway. But if there's any audio issues or anything going on in the background, folks, please make sure you let us know.
B flat major.
B flat major? Oh, okay. Sounds like a personal problem. But in the meantime, you know how we roll around this place. I'm going to have to do this with some help because, believe me, this is going to be a rough start. So help me welcome the one and only, my sidekick, my partner in crime. This is... Damn, wrong button. I told you we were going to have some fun tonight. J-Rocks. Say hello, Jay.
Hello, Jay.
All right. So far, it seems like audio levels are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Once again, if anybody out there has any audio problems, let me know what they are. Like if you're only hearing one of us, because this whole thing is through OBS being done differently, but it looks much better, and I'm not paying $42 a month. You'll see some other tweaks being made as we move on to other shows here in the future. I'm sure there's already a couple of things that I've noticed, like there's no nameplates appearing, so I'll have to manually make those. Not a big deal. Just didn't think about it for tonight. Righty. So Jay and I kind of had a long conversation yesterday about stuff we're probably going to end up talking about now and doing it again, but maybe it'll be better rehearsed in this case. DHW is in the house. I'll keep an eye on the chat board here. I do want to try something, actually. Let me see. Thinking. Where is the damn chat board? I don't know if it's going to... No, that's not... I'll have to work on that for the future to try and see if I can get those on the screen to appear. But for right now, it's not going to happen. So, but I got it in the live feed, so I will be talking to you guys. And it might actually, it's easier right now. Like I can see that chat board and still run the operation at the same time, as opposed to using StreamYard where I had to keep on toggling from one or the other. Now I can see everything. So I think it'll actually in some ways benefit. But I would like to eventually get that stuff up on the screen. We'll figure it out. Okay, well, as the thumbnail that I spent all of 7 seconds on says, ouch. Ouch. The injuries they are racking up, and while Jay and I were talking about it last night, we kind of even forgot a big one, which was Kevin Owens. But we add to that Liv Morgan. We add to that now Seth Rollins, or do we? There's only one person who has said out loud what I've been thinking. It's a work. And I don't even know who the guy is. He's on shoot. That channel with the British guys that do the wrestling recaps all the time, daily, two to three times a day. But he's one
about Simon.
Not the guy who's an actual wrestler, almost not the bald guy, but it might be from the same
Okay.
channel. It might be from the same
Yeah,
channel.
it's the same group. Yeah.
And this particular guy that was on today isn't the normal. It's usually like the side by side guys all the time. And this was a different co-host than normal. So I've never seen this one before. But he was the one guy who said what I've been thinking out loud, and that is, dude, what if they were all, because how do you work the fans anymore? You can't. So the only way to swerve with Money in the Bank at this point in time would be to make everyone believe he legit got injured. And his point was, isn't it funny? He gets injured on the exact same spot that took him out last time? Like an Easter egg kind of thing?
Well, I mean, Paul kind of addressed it on the show already tonight. He said that because Jackie Redmond said, shouldn't Seth have to relinquish the case?
Right.
And Paul said basically he's got till next June to cash this in. So his health is not a question here. If he's out 4 to 5 months, he's still got plenty of time to cash in afterwards. What we're going to focus on is Braun Breaker tonight becoming the next challenger to Gunther for SummerSlam. So,
and isn't that exactly what you would say if it was a work? It just seems too perfect because think about it. SummerSlam's going off the air, the little signature's rolling, and then all of a sudden, the place is going to explode. And how could you possibly leave any, because like what happened last night with Naomi, was anyone surprised? No. You knew she was at least going to come out with the briefcase, maybe not actually cash it in. When she's over there handing it over, you have that moment of, okay, she might grab it back and say, not right now, or, maybe Rhea jumps up and goes, come on in here, bitch, I'm ready for you. But that was it. Once that case was handed over, you knew it's on. But you weren't surprised that she came out, and you knew there was a reasonable chance she was going to try and cash it in. With Seth, you right now, and especially by, August, have forgotten that he's an option to come out because he's injured. You haven't seen him on TV. Or maybe you will, get some hospital pictures or something like that. But that's what they did with with Kevin Owens, and I thought those were, a work. And turns out they weren't. And again, you can fall back on that because, hey, Kevin showed hospital pictures. He ain't back.
right.
If nothing else, it's good for keeping the planted seed of what if. And
Right.
and if you're at these live events, don't tell me you're not kind of looking towards the ramp just because. I don't know. I got a funny feeling at SummerSlam he will be making an appearance and probably cashing. I got news for you. He will be cashing it in now. If he shows up at SummerSlam, it's 100% cashing. And I can see that wouldn't be a bad way of turning Cena back. He steals it from Cena. Cena defends against whoever he defends against. Cena gets taken out from behind by Seth. Seth takes it and curb stomps him afterwards for good measure. Just my thought. That's me doing my booking.
I don't think it's a work. I think he's legitimately injured. I mean, the way his leg folded under him. I mean, it was, to me, I had to watch it a couple times, but I've had knee injuries, and yeah, that shit's not fun when your leg goes a direction it's not supposed to fucking go.
Well, at the same time, though, Stevie Richards already did what went wrong, and he went literally frame by frame, slow-mo. Yeah, it could be. But at the same time, how many times have we seen a worked injury where someone does a backflip off top rope, lands, sticks the landing, and then, oh, my knee. You know, we've seen that a million times, and it looked exactly the same. So could it be real? Of course it could be real. Could it be a work? If you're going to work fans anymore, you have to go all in. You have to have LA Knight selling like, oh, fuck. You know, you got to have that. You have to have the referee in there saying, whoa, hold on. No, stop. You have to have a doctor coming in there talking to him. I mean, Seth, you know, did the thing with his arm where he blocked his mouth to tell the referee, you know, like you would. Hey, tell him to go home. Let's go. So what if that was just the most choreographed swerve of all time? I will say this if it is, okay? Because how the fuck are you ever going to work fans anymore in this world?
No, I get what you're saying. It's just, I don't know. I guess for me, injuries aren't something I would go to work the fans. It's just, I mean,
if it weren't for Money in the Bank, I would agree.
Okay. Again, if what we talked about with Adam Cole earlier, you would have to assume the same. Him coming out and saying, I'm retired until I find out about my neck, blah, blah, blah. You'd have to say, well, maybe that's a work.
Yeah, but what is Adam Cole holding on to? Does he have a briefcase that gives him an automatic championship match? Or is he just wrestling?
Why do you have to have something to use that as a work?
You don't have to. You don't have. Plus, like, again, I haven't seen the video that you just told me about, but from what you told me, it seems pretty damning that he's hurt. I mean, a power bomb to the side of a ring and all that kind of crap versus a guy who sticks the landing and, oh, my knee, which, again, we've seen this 100 times.
Right.
So the practicality in one being legit and the other one maybe not being legit. I'm not saying every time somebody's injured we should question it. But when you have the Money in the Bank and when there's no way to really surprise anyone, and if it is a work, this gives you the opportunity to really push Braun on his own for a little bit. You know, give him the ball. Let's see how far he can carry it today. I don't know. Well, I mean, we're all going to know, but let's put it this way. If Seth doesn't show up by SummerSlam, he's injured.
Right.
That's for me, that's it. If he's not there at SummerSlam, it's legit. But I think he's going to be at SummerSlam. DHW asking about the tease of the return of Roman Reigns. We all know Roman's coming back. But this is the thing, though. That's what got our conversation yesterday going. Who's injured? M-Hawk. No, we don't really watch AEW around here, so everyone on AEW is presumed to be injured. Okay, we'll just go with that one.
I catch the clips every once in a while on Twitter or whatever,
which is more than me.
I happen to see that, right? Which is how I saw that from All In with him and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong and him giving the retirement speech. So
yeah,
and I saw Kevin Owens actually put something out about it too.
So Seth appears to have been injured a couple days ago there. I'm of the opinion that it's a work because it's the only way you could possibly work anyone anymore. But I could be wrong. And we'll know by SummerSlam. But as we talk about the injury list.
Only 19 days.
Exactly. But there's no way he wouldn't be there if he can wrestle. If he's not injured, he's there. If he's not there, he's injured. It's that simple. But when we talk about Seth being now out at the last minute, and then you talk about Liv, and then you talk about Kevin Owens, these are three major players. And you're going into SummerSlam. At least, I mean, Kevin's been out for a few minutes now, and who knows, he could make a return as a surprise at SummerSlam, I think. I mean, I don't know what his injury is so far as recovery time. He's already been out, what, at least 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah.
So, depending on what the length of his injury was, maybe he can do a surprise return. At this point, you got to be putting bubble wrap around John Cena, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes.
Especially Punk. I mean, Jesus.
I'm saying you can't afford too many born. But like Jay and I were talking yesterday, there's good news there's good news in the bad news. And that being that history has given people great opportunities in wrestling based on injuries, based on people who were supposed to be that person not being able to perform. Hey, you're going to have to step it up. And they did. And all of a sudden, they now catapulted themselves to the top of that line. And I kind of I don't like the fact that somebody gets injured, but I do like the fact that with little notice, we're going to have to change direction. And this is the person we're going to go with. And when that person steps up and really, takes the ball across the line, there's something really cool about that. And then when the other person goes back, now you got more. You got the person who just got pushed. And I was saying to Jay yesterday, I'll say it again. LA fucking Knight. How long does the guy have to prove he's over with the fans, despite your constant burying of him, before you give him a real title match and let him carry a real belt, not the U.S. belt, not the Intercontinental belt. Give him the world title. Give him a 6-month run. See what happens, because I'm telling you, you are missing out on an Austin-level superstar. You just don't want to push him.
Well, I said the exact same thing about Karrion Kross.
I don't think Karrion has 1/10 the personality of LA Knight.
See, that's where we differ. I love Karrion Kross. I love his promo abilities. I think the way he does his stuff is, I like the realism to it. It's not so showy like LA Knight. I like LA Knight because he reminds me of an Austin and a Rock.
Yeah.
But Karrion Kross makes me think of how, for the brief time that I wrestled on the Indies, I did those promos. I put realism in it. I didn't put a bunch of fluff. It was like, look, this is how it is, blah, blah, blah. And the anger, and he's got a lot of anger to feed off of because he's pissed off about his position in the fucking company. So now you got Seth out. Put him in as a top heel. Somebody's got to be in there.
What I'll say is this. When you talk about, we did our Mount Rushmore thing, right? So when you look at all the categories, LA Knight has to come out on top of that. Even if it's just even if all categories are about even, merch. You're not going to,
No, I guarantee you. I'll look it up when we get done. I guarantee you that Karrion Kross is selling more merch than...
He might be today. And he's done a great job of pushing himself on social media because he has one foot out the door. The contract time is almost up anyway. What do I got to lose? Which is the right logic. But I'm saying is if they would actually get behind LA Knight, that would change numbers. They're not promoting the guy right. They're not pushing the guy right. They're not giving him the light that he deserves, that the fans have been... I mean, guys are burying him left and right, and yet every time he says L.A. Knight, you hear the whole place. It's not like, and a murmur. They're shouting it. They have energy when he's out there talking to them. There's a back and forth electricity with the fans and him that exists with him in many ways better than a lot of other superstars, even top card guys. I don't know that Cody might not be over the same way he is. That's not to say Cody's not over. Obviously, he is. But there's a lot of times where Cody's talking and the fans aren't engaged with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There might be an ooh, ah, or whatever. But with this guy, there's just that, like, I don't know, man. It's just you feel something different. At least I do. All right. So anyway, that's as we look at all these injuries and how it can play out. Hopefully, it opens doors for an LA Knight, and hopefully, they're going to actually give him a meaningful title run. And let's see what he can do with it, because I'm pretty sure he can do a lot with it if given the chance.
We'll find out if he wins this Fatal 4-Way Gauntlet match.
Oh, they ain't gonna get him to win the Fatal 4. Maybe they will now. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have that choice. But I've kind of lost faith.
Because I don't think it'll be Punk, and I don't think it'll be Penta. So it's either going to be Braun or LA Knight. That's your choices.
I think it's too early for Braun. I just think he's got plenty of career left ahead of him. I just think it's a little too soon. How old is old Braun there? Is he too old to take Randy Orton's piece of history away, being the youngest ever?
I think so. I think Braun's about mid-20s.
Yeah, so there goes. What was Randy, 21, 22? When he won the 20 when he won the world title?
He was 20 when he won the world title.
Jesus, age. Okay, so yeah, nobody's touching that. That might never happen again in anyone's lifetime. 20 years old. Damn. What did we think about when the Wyatt Six won the tag team titles? I feel like that ship has sailed. That's what I think.
I haven't been watching SmackDown, so I know nothing about what's going on there.
Yeah, it's too little, too late. They had an opportunity. They had a window, and they let that window close.
Yeah.
They were also supposed to be bringing Alexa Bliss in to the fold as the leader, which that could have worked.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. And again, too late now. It's just too late now. We're kind of over it. Again, you mishandled it. We wanted it. It was that feel-good thing. You know, Ray's brother gets to finish out his legacy for him. And then you all just kept kicking us in the dick. And then starting, stopping. Nobody wants to see it anymore. M-Hawk is really like in a what do you do? Do you have one of those hyperbaric chambers that you sleep in or something? It's like he didn't know about Jelly Roll being involved with Logan. Yeah, that's a new thing from a couple days ago.
I only know about that because of what happened on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, a couple days ago. And that's it, though. That's where it happened. But, yeah, that's gonna. I want to see only one thing. Are they going to put him in some sort of wrestling gear, or is he just going to keep that same ridiculous outfit on? Because the man used to be like 400-plus pounds.
Yeah.
And dropped massive weight. And you probably don't want to see that in any form-fitting sort of attire, because there's going to be a lot of loose luggage.
That's why I wear the
M-Hawk, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. Yes, they had an all-women's pay-per-view for the second time in a decade. They need to do this more often. Every year. It has to be.
I was thinking the same thing.
It needs to be an annual.
Or even every couple of years.
No, once a year is fair. More than, not even fair enough, to be honest, but once, and you know what, as you keep on adding these programs nobody watches on like weekend, like your old Sunday Night Heat kind of shows that nobody really watches, would it kill you to do a women's only and watch it outdraw the other ones? Because here's the thing, I watched more of Evolution than I have watched of almost any pay-per-view in the last year. Most of them I skip ahead. This one, I watched a lot of it. The women are doing, I mean, that every match on that card last night, other than the Naomi match, which again, you're working with Jade.
Yeah.
That was the only one that was kind of like, and even then, it was probably her better work. But the rest of them I thought were solid. I was amazed at Trish. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. And if anyone hasn't seen this yet, you got to go watch the ending to the Intercontinental title match.
What'd I tell you?
Dude.
Wasn't that slick?
I mean, I even knew something was going to happen because you told me. And then I was like, what the fuck just happened? I had to watch that back and trying to wait a minute, how did she pull that off? And watch it back. And then I said, oh, damn, I was completely wrong. I thought she did this when she actually did that. It was the greatest pinfall victory in the history of wrestling, man. And there was zero room for error on live TV of a PLE.
Yes.
And she is definitely on the downside of her career. I mean, her match, more matches behind than she has in front of her. And she really, I mean, funny having her and Trish on the same night because they really are going to be the same individuals in a sense. Here's Trish, how old now? 40s?
At least, yeah.
Right, late 40s, got to be.
Yeah.
And still looks great, still in great shape, and still putting on a better match than a lot of younger people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, Becky going to be that same person. She'll have this little run she's on now. She may end up deciding, I want to be around for my kids or, elementary school days and all that kind of stuff. And she'll come back just for a one-off or maybe a 2-month run during the summer when the kid's out of school and can go with them. And we might not see her for 2 more years. And then all of a sudden she comes back and she's still that person.
I just want to know which one of them came up with that finish. Or if it was a combination of the three of them saying, if we do this, this, and this, and this combination.
There had to be a producer involved, I would think.
I don't know. All I know is when she fucking did that little flip and hooked Bailey and rolled her up into the backslide, I was like, holy shit. I have never seen a maneuver. Because she hooked her arm and then floated over and then
She hooked the near arm. I thought she kind of did the back roll and then grabbed the arm closest to the ropes. And she didn't. She grabbed the one closest to the middle of the ring and rolled her over with that. And again, there is no room for error on, even though your partner's working with you. If you don't have the ability to hook it and pull them, it's not going to be there. And even then, Bailey's got to come over with not too much, just enough so that she doesn't over rotate and end up killing the back spot where, otherwise there's no shoulder pin. Oh, that was just gorgeous. And the fans didn't even know what happened. They were like, whoa, what just happened? Their fucking mind was bent. That was, again, all I can say is,
I'm glad they showed a couple replays of it because, like you said, the first time I saw it, it was real quick. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then they showed the replay and it was a little bit slower. I was like, oh, damn. All right.
That was, you talk about it's a dance. That was a dance. That was an award-winning dance right there. What a spot. Seth and Becky's house got burglarized. Did you hear this?
No, I haven't.
When did this happen? And the answer is no, we didn't. Lately,
not surprising though. The number of people, especially the female stars that have had.
I was just gonna say it.
Rhea just put something out the other day saying any mail coming to my house will be thrown away. It has to go through WWE or her P.O. box.
I thought you meant mail, M-A-L-E.
Well, that too.
I'm thinking, have you never seen Buddy? I'm not going there. Hell, have you seen Rhea?
No shit. Yeah, it's rough for them. I mean, when some of these fans out there find out where they fucking live and shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's getting a little squirrely, I think. In the meantime, DHW says it was last week that occurred. I'm amazed that no, I didn't hear nothing about that. Not a word. Entertainment Tonight, Inside Edition. But I watch every friggin' wrestling talk show there is on YouTube, and I hadn't heard anything about it. And this is the kind of shit they normally report on right away. When it happened to Sonya, it was all over there. When it happened to Liv, it was all over there. And when you're in that spotlight, one of the things they always tell you, if you're going on vacation, don't post anything on social media, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to advertise you're not home. Well, hell, you're on TV. You ain't home.
Right.
So if you're going to rob...
And people know where you're going to be at.
Yeah. So if you're going to rob a superstar's house, that's probably, an easier target, I would think, although they also have WWE money. And in this case, you got two incomes of WWE money. So I would think you would have a absolute balls-out security system that should pick them up from a block away, saying, whose car is this?
Right.
Damn. Well, that is unfortunate for anyone to have that happen. But, again, these guys and these girls are out there trying to entertain, and then you got these nutcases that are ruining it for everyone. the
Yeah.
threats that Roxanne Perez has had to put up with this one guy who finally got arrested, but because of that now, if you do a meet and greet, there's no touching. You can't even like do a side hug with your person or anything anymore.
Right.
And that's kind of part of the whole interaction is that you're actually
Yeah.
getting to, not in a creepy way touch them, but I mean just the physicality of, oh my God, this is the person I watch on TV that I like that I'm paying $80 just to take a picture with. And it's like there's a COVID days, putting the glass between us.
Yeah, I mean, when I met Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake this past November at the convention here in Columbus, that was, I would understand if it was like, just stand there, but it was extra special for Arn to have like his arm and his hand on my shoulder and stuff. There's that personalization, I guess is what I'm trying to say, makes it that much more meaningful. And then, like you said, when people go and do the stupid shit that they do and then cause it where you can't do that kind of stuff, it sucks.
It does. And I'm glad you brought it up, too, because, you didn't have to grab Jake's ass.
I'd have grabbed his wife's ass, or that whoever the nurse or whoever was with him. Jesus Christ.
I thought you were talking about Cheryl Roberts.
No.
He had a nurse with him?
Some young girl was with him. I don't know who she was. She was blonde. She was young, and
Yeah.
she was cute.
He's Jake. He got a snake, Oh. As far as the 2K front goes.
It never stops.
Fans, I'm telling you right now, do not, as of now, 2K is officially boycotted. Do not do any more online. That's all they want. No more grinding. No more island. No more My Faction. Do not order 2K26. If you haven't already bought 25, do not buy 25. Unless we cut off their income. And as I was telling Jay, we have to go nuclear Snow White on their ass. And if you don't know the reference, Disney spent $300 million to make Snow White into a live-action film a few months ago. And the actress was toxic to a whole new level. And they couldn't shut the bitch up. And people got tired of her. They got tired of what Disney did to the movie. They twisted it around. They weren't even going to have dwarves in it, and that blew up so bad on them they had to reshoot the movie. Hence $300 million. And it hit the box office, and fans said, fuck you. It lost $275 million at last count. Lost. Never to get back. And now mass layoffs are taking place. Why? We just lost $275 million, and we're not going to take anything away from us. That's the only thing that works. It is the only way. WWE is not listening to us. We know, fuck 2K. They've stopped listening. They never listened in the first place. They acted like they did, but they did not. So 2K doesn't give a fuck. All they care about is microtransactions and that you are participating in the system. And a lot of you are. Then shut up. You have nothing to complain about. Zero. But I am telling you right now, if everyone, and just keep on hashtagging boycott WWE 2K25, boycott WWE 2K26. Hashtag that on every fucking post that you ever see come out of 2K between now and a year from now. If everyone starts, if that boycott tag starts gaining momentum, which by this point in time, what the fuck does it take? They just crushed 6 months worth of creative content. The creators lost all their work because when they had that cute little tweet saying all you have to do is re-download it, no. A lot of that stuff is gone. So if, let's say, Status had made whatever, I don't know, whatever character you want to say, let's say Edge. Okay, he made Edge. And it's phenomenal, and it's got the tattoo. He has to reapply all those tattoos again.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he can just take his creation and repost it. No, he's got to rebuild it with, at least from that standpoint, which again, some of those, you got a Penta or something like that. Good luck, Zachary Wentz.
Alistair Black.
Yeah. And yes, I went back and downloaded most of what I lost that, I basically just deleted them all. And that brought us to a whole other subject I was talking to Jay about, is how long it takes to delete one wrestler. It should just be a click delete like it used to be in the good old days. No. You got to first go to the universe mode or modes that he's tied to, or she. Then you have to go through the roster, take him off of all TV. Then you have to make sure he has no friends. Then you got to make sure he's got no enemies. Then you got to make sure, and you have to open it to know for sure, you have to make sure he has no manager assigned. Because if it's not in slot 1 or 2, it won't show up. You have to actually open it to see it. Then you got to make sure he or she is not in a tag team of any kind and not in a feud of any kind. And even then, when you go to delete him, it'll say he's tied to this slot. Turn it off, come back an hour later. Oh, yeah, you can delete him. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything extra. But now you can delete him. So imagine having to do that with 10. Literally just deleted the entire universe. Fuck off. That's the easy way and time-consuming or time-saving way, but not saving, because now when I re-download Moose and when I re-download all these other characters with tattoos, especially heavy tattoos, I now have to go in and fade the tattoos myself because they still had that sticker effect from the other patch that fucked everything up. So I spent a day just replacing my universe mode. I will not do it again.
Like I said, the other day, I saw that 40% off. I was like, okay, I can get the Undertaker version for $80. I can live with that. That's reasonable since I'm on PC. I don't get the island and all that bullshit. But I can do that for the special stuff that comes. And then something said, hey, go on Facebook. And then I saw Catchomania and I saw a couple others. And there was like, we got this issue. But and I'm like, nope. So the universe was looking out for me. I was like, don't do it. Don't fucking purchase this. And I didn't. I fucking said, nope, I'm good. They're going to keep having issues like this. I went back to 24 and I'll play that for a while. If I play anything.
Scott says that the 2K patches will work.
No, that's a shoot. That shit's a shoot.
That is the biggest shoot there ever had, and they keep shooting over and over again. So AEW is to wrestling and its wrestlers what the WWE is to its fans with its wrestling games. We just don't give a fuck. Yeah, I was gonna say, and we lost Jay, but then he came right back. So, yeah, this is it, though. If it goes down again, the best I would do is just come back with whatever characters are in the game, and that's it. We'll just do it off of that if I had to. But the one point I made to Jay, the good thing about, like, my Saturday morning program is all the old school wrestlers, you didn't have any tattoos on these guys. Guys weren't getting tattoos.
Not very many. I thought maybe 1 or 2 of them did, but that was about it.
And there were no sleeves. I mean, like Harley had the anchor,
right.
Like Popeye, had the anchor on his arm. All right, that I can handle. That's not a big deal. But you didn't have guys with, Randy Orton and Undertaker looking and Moose. Jesus Christ, Moose.
Right.
It's a different world now. And I guess it could have been worse because it could have done all logos because you got, like I said, that Zachary Wentz that I use and the, what's his partner's name? Trey Miguel. Yep, there it is. Between the two of them, their attires alone, Ace Austin's attire, if that all would have got wiped out, fuck, I'm done. I'm done. Tapping out. What time is it? 10:17.
20 after. Yep.
Raw goes till 11?
Yeah, they're still doing the last 2 in the gauntlet match. It's Braun versus Jay. LA Knight got eliminated by Braun, so.
just, I got nothing. I got nothing. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I keep telling myself, it would have been no better for him if he went to AEW. Probably would have been worse.
Yeah.
Because he's not one of the boys. Although the boys ain't really there too much no more. Kenny Omega's done pretty much. He's got very little left in him. He was.
He just did this match at All In against Okada, so.
Yeah. Wasn't CVV. He was talking to somebody. Doing and it wasn't like, part of the storyline or anything. It was, you could tell it was legit. He's like, it's almost over.
Yeah.
It's almost over.
Right.
Yeah. He's done a lot. He's had a long career. The fact that he never got to be in the WWE makes me wonder what could have been. Because despite what Jim Cornette wants to say, the guy does have a look about him. He can wrestle well. He's pretty good on a stick. And if you put the WWE engine behind that, I think he could have made it to even larger levels of notoriety than he did in the AEW. But what do I know? What's our main event for tonight?
It's the gauntlet match here. CM Punk's the last guy. If Braun beats CM Punk, he'll go against Gunther.
And they're going to milk that for 30 minutes?
No, they usually go off about 10:30, 10.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's never mind.
Yeah, it's Netflix.
Yeah, I forgot. They don't have any set times. So 10:30's been the average?
Yeah, roughly. Between that and I think the latest I've seen them go is a quarter till. The very first episode, I think they went almost to 11.
Yeah.
But that was the premiere on
Right.
So.
What do we think of Saturday night's main event?
I'm glad they didn't do a total swash on Goldberg. He did look rough in the match.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
He looked rough coming down the aisle.
But for what it was a decent send-off. It really was.
It was as good as you can make it.
Like I said, the best part for me was him coming out because Ernest Miller was with him and his original security guard that knocked on his door was with him and a couple other guys that were with him through down in WCW. So having all those guys with him, I thought that was really, and his son walked out with him too. So, hey, I thought that was the best part of it and everything. The rest of the show, well, Seth blowing out his knee. That got cut short. What was the other matches on there? Because I don't remember.
And the same here, but what I do remember is that it felt still a bit like Saturday night's main event, and I'm so thankful they didn't put Jesse on commentary.
Oh no! After what he did to Priest and Drew the last time,
the door,
never gonna sit at
the door. He came out through the door. Really? It's like, are you burying the winner that they're pushing? Are you fucking stupid? Oh, of course you are. You're a Democrat. Yeah, what the fuck? I'm surprised they brought him back at all. Well,
if they had a contract with him, they probably had to keep bringing him back to do that with Tessitore, but they're like, you're not getting behind that desk. Fuck off.
And I know we all lose it as we get older, but man, he's wearing the same clothes he wore in the past, but now they're just like hanging off of him.
I'm just glad you don't have the bola because the bola would be bigger around than his fucking neck is anymore.
Yeah, but it would hide the fact that it looks that bad. Not trying to be mean. I'm just saying he looks like a skeleton wearing his, 235-pound clothing.
I see meth heads with more weight on them than he has. I'm just saying.
Scott W. says Braun Breaker's in a fantastic gauntlet match. Each meeting in the match is kind of like its own match, which, all right, he's young. He can probably pull that out. I do think Saturday Night Main Event went by a little quickly because I'm enjoying it for the most part. I thought it was a pretty good show. I thought they did a good job of, showing the old timers there in the front rows. Mark Henry, what a pop he received. Good for him.
Yeah.
And the ladies were looking good, too. Like, Leilani Kai looked pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't think she could go right now, but, I mean, considering the age and everything, now she never stood up, so I don't know if she's got, like, a wheelchair kind of thing going on. She was in a chair. She wasn't in a wheelchair, but she didn't look her age.
I thought it was funny. Yeah, I thought it was funny they showed Melina, and I had just seen earlier in the day where she had just done a show over in Korea, a wrestling show.
Who did?
Melina.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she still does a little bit of in-ring work. She was there in NWA with Corrigan for a little while. And she wasn't that bad back then. Yeah, she still had some left, and she tried getting back into the WWE. You got to remember, she was a bit of a head case for them. She was.
Yeah.
She was drama. She was drama. And now she's got a kid, right? In the last couple of years, 2 to 3 years, I think she had a kid.
Right.
They always want to get back in the ring when they have a kid so the kid can see them wrestle. Which I get that, of course. But
well, that's what Trish said. That's why she did the match with Tiffany when they did the tag team against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, because she said that was the first time her kids got to see her wrestle in the ring live.
And like I said, I get that. Why wouldn't you? It's such a big part of your life, and for them to be able to not just watch a videotape of it or something like that, to be able to see.
Yeah.
And that was kind of Goldberg's thing for a long time, too, about his comeback over the last decade. And now, I really thought they were going to set something up to bring his son into, like, LFG or something at least.
I thought that, too, actually.
But he's made it clear he plans on going in.
I know he wants to finish school first, so.
Yeah. But he plans on being in the WWE.
Well, shit, speaking of wrestlers' kids in college, have you seen the footage of fucking Brock Lesnar's daughter doing shot put?
That wasn't AI, because I swear to God, it looked like him.
No. She looks that much like him. There is no Sable in that at all.
That poor kid. And that girl was produced from him and Sable?
Yes.
Oh, you poor child. I'm sorry. If I'm her dad, I'm saying that every day. I'm sorry.
But man, she got the build on her if she wanted to go into wrestling.
Oh yeah, I mean, give me a break. But damn, that shouldn't happen to a girl. Who's that girl on LFG? Humphreys. Last name's Humphreys. I forget.
I don't know. I haven't seen this season. Is it you talking about the new season?
No, she was on season 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
She was the big girl that looks like Bam Bam Terry Gordy.
Oh, okay.
Her last name's Humphreys. I forget the first name offhand.
Right.
But it's like, at some point in time, we got to see the mom and dad. I mean, there's definitely not going to be. Well, after this, maybe I'm wrong. I was going to say there's definitely not going to be any like Miss America contestant mom involved in this mix. I don't know. Maybe all the silicone and Sable had something to do with it.
I don't know. But there's no denying she's.
Oh yeah, you're not going to say it was the milkman.
No.
And I don't want to be mean. I probably comes across mean, but I'm just like, people give Tessa a hard time because she looks like her dad. And she does have resemblance to her dad. There's no questioning that. But she's pretty. You know, she's got a nice figure. She's got similarities in her face that you can definitely see that's her dad, but at the same time, there's differences. And I mean, I think she's a good-looking girl, personally. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but I think she's a very attractive girl. I'm not going to say that about Brock's daughter.
All his genes were dominant. All of them. All of them. Every single one.
That was a good one. Scott agrees that Tessa has a good look. By the way, I've switched things up where we're on a 7-second delay now instead of a 20-second delay. And I'm liking that because the reaction time is more. Even when I do the other streams, I'd have to wait to see, like, if I did a cutscene that I put together, if there's any reaction to it, I got to wait till, like, we're in a commercial break at this point in time before I'm seeing, and then it's like, or somebody will say, holy shit, that looked rough. And it's like, 20 seconds ago, what happened? So to have it a little closer to real time is nice.
Right.
But I agree, Scott. I think Tessa's a good-looking girl. And they keep on giving her, and she's got her own platforms as well, though, where she's talking about different aspects of behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, trying to endear her. I do find it interesting. I guess I'll use that as a word when she'll be talking about, and Moose, who is my best friend in the world. Almost like, yeah, you got to make sure everyone knows you got a black best friend in the world. I got you. And again, I said this before. We evolve as people. So whatever she may have done, and I believe most of it's true because there's just too many people with the same story.
Right.
And there are people that don't normally have drama attached to their name, like Chelsea Green, for example. She's the epitome of professional wrestler, what you want in your locker room. So if she's on board saying, yeah, the bitch actually did this and actually said this to this girl and actually called her this word, then it probably happened. But that all said, if every one of us was to be canceled today, lose our jobs, lose our friends or whatever, to be called a racist because we said this word or that word in our lifetime, we're all going to be panhandling. Because I know where I grew up, we dropped every name around everywhere. And I was Italian. I am Italian.
Yeah.
I was a Dago. I was a Wop. I was a Guinea. I didn't give a shit. Call me whatever you want. We had mix. We had spics. We had the N-words. We had it all. And we just said those words. That's just the way it was. Do we do it anymore? No, we've learned a better way. We've realized that's probably not a good idea. But that was a generational thing. Same thing. She grew up in wrestling. You think the Horsemen didn't drop the N-word? Not to be mean, not to be racist. It's just, again, that generation. And nowadays, they're the ones, the black people are the ones that are allowed to drop that word left and right like it's cotton candy. But nobody else can use it. The word needs to just go away. Period. It's got to just be wrong. Not wrong for everyone except us. That doesn't work. Wrong for everyone. But my point being in all that, not to go off on the side so far, is that we've all used one of those derogatory terms in our lifetime. You're lying if you said you didn't. And she's grown from that. And again, remember, Shawn Michaels was, everyone agrees, including Shawn, that he was a douchebag.
Yeah.
For a huge part of his career. And now he's not. I just feel like she's not being given the chance. And I hate the fact that the crowd will chant she's a racist. I think that's a horrible thing to chant, as horrible as saying the N-word.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if there's 8,000 people in that building and 7,000 of them are chanting that, 699 or 6,999 of them have said the same damn shit.
Shit.
What?
So Punk won the gauntlet match.
Okay.
He's going against Gunther. They were getting ready to tsunami, and out comes Roman after Braun and Bronson.
Okay, so that answers, was that Scott or DHW's question? DHW, there's your answer. He's back in live time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He is not fucking playing around either. I ain't seen this boy move like this for fucking 3 years.
Roman's looking good, is he?
Fuck yeah, he's throwing these boys all over the place. But what I was going to say was
OTC.
that now with Punk winning, now you got me questioning Seth's injury.
Because who would Seth most want to cash in on?
Exactly.
Because Punk actually cost Drew the title.
Right, but still, Seth.
Yeah, there's no love.
He will die before Punk ever holds a title again in WWE. So.
Suddenly I'm looking like the prophet.
And we got Roman and Jay standing in the ring together. So we're going to get a tag match, Roman and Jay against Bronson and Braun.
Okay. Where are we going to figure to have that? Mania? SummerSlam?
It's two nights.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, God, they got to stop with that. They got to stop with that. I totally forgot they were going to fuck this thing up with a 2-night show. When I was doing my wrap up for IWF and XWF, I thought about, okay, because it's the big blow off show, we'll have one night in Soundstage 21 and one night in Soundstage 23, and I was like, fuck 2-night events. We'll move it to the Orlando Arena because it's too big an event to hold in a soundstage. Okay, fine. Then, because I'm simulating all the matches, I figured for sure the only thing that wasn't simulated was the main event. Okay? Because I needed to have a certain outcome. And I put 4 points on it thinking, okay, worst case scenario, we go in tied or we're down by 1 or 2 or whatever, the 4 points will make up for it. Now, all of a sudden, both of these last 2 matches have got to be wins. And I'm like, well, I know the last one's a win. I says, but if this other one doesn't come through, then damn, there goes XWF, and that wasn't the plan.
Right.
So I was sweating that one out. And then all of a sudden we're tied. Now I'm like, fuck, I was getting ready to delete all these wrestlers to make room for new shit. And I was like, never mind. We're just going to have a War Games and blow this thing off. Original thought was, okay, the match had fucked everything up. The match that fucked everything up was the opening match for the TV title, which went to a time limit draw. Thank you. And we got no points out of it. So had it gone either way, that would have been the decider. So then I was thinking, okay, we're going to have the TV title match the next day, and that's going to be it. Whoever wins takes it all. And I'm like, no, that kind of underwhelming. So we ended up getting the War Games out of it. And it was a pretty good War Games match, so. I actually liked the Rick Rude Macho Man match because that was the first time I had done a Bloodline rules match where it actually played out somewhat properly. It drew the right people in.
Right.
I've had other ones.
Randomly pulling.
Yeah, exactly. I've had other ones where not only
bring anybody at all.
Yeah, that also happened. So yeah, this one was pretty cool. DLW is very happy right now. OTC, OTC. Do I think Seth Rollins' injury affects the Cena run? Absolutely not. And I still don't think he's injured. I'm sticking with it. It is a work, in my opinion. We'll see. We'll know in a few weeks.
Yeah.
If it's a real injury, he will not be cashing in at SummerSlam. If it's what I think it is, he will have swerved at least 80% of the wrestling fans out there. if not more. But you're not
'cause
going
it
to
don't
get
make
me.
it sense. It don't make sense for him to cash it on anybody else now. If Punk, because I have a feeling Punk's going to take the title from Gunther, or at least he'll get involved to where Punk don't get the title in some shape or form, even if he don't cash in.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, because as soon as Punk won, I was like, damn, Vince might be right. Fuck.
It's okay. It's okay. But can you imagine if it was LA Knight that would have won tonight?
Well, he's had issues with LA Knight too, so.
You know, but I'm just saying in general, for like none of the fans thought LA Knight was going to win it. But I think
Right.
a lot of them wanted him to.
Yeah, I agree. But they didn't pull the trigger on it.
But if they would just pull the trigger, the fans would be like, finally.
Yeah.
Are they off the air now?
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. This is the Raw Wrap-Up Show, otherwise known as WrestleChat.
I got my Raw colors on.
There you go. Oh, I got my... It took a long fucking time. The day that Killings came back, you know, when they brought him back, I went right there, and they had a bunch of different shirts, and this is the one I ended up going with, the Killings Squad, or what is it?
Yeah, Killing Squad.
No, is it? I can't even tell. Look at Spree.
Yeah.
Killing Spree.
Right.
Spree.
Oh.
Like instead of a killing spree, it's a killings spree.
Right.
Yeah, but it took usually a WWE shirt within 7 to 10 days. It took a good month. So I'm going to guess that means they were sold out. What's that?
I tried to order from Fanatics twice now recently, and the shipping company that they use to deliver here, they don't use, for some reason, now in Ohio, they don't use FedEx or UPS. They use some other company, and they swear to God they can't find my fucking house. I'm like, Google Map, motherfucker. Every other place can find me. Amazon finds me. FedEx finds me. UPS finds me. The post office finds me. Why can't you fuckers find me? So I refused to order anything from them from here on out. It was just a fucking headache. They can kiss my ass. They're in the same boat with me as 2K is. Fuck you both. I'll get my shirts from a third-rate place that can find my fucking house.
How do you really feel about it?
My brother, my youngest brother, he's like, have it sent to my house. I was like, dude, you live down a fucking alley. Do you think they're going to find you either? Fuck no.
Punk beats Gunther. Seth swerves, I think, and cashes in on Cody and Cena. Punk versus Seth WrestleMania title for title. That's not going to happen. I like the booking, Scott, but they're not going to unify the titles. There's a reason there's two.
Right.
I wouldn't have two.
I could see them do the swerve, though.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. Because Punk does have a history with Cena as well, even though there's a little bit more of a mutual respect that's been shown over the years.
I mean, because if you think about it, that's what they just did with Naomi. Everybody kept thinking, well, she's on SmackDown, so she's going to go after Tiffany. And what she do? She cashed in, and now she's on Raw.
That bitch. All righty. Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say that was another fucking phenomenal match too. Up until that point, Rhea and Io just fucking killed it.
Yeah, that was a pretty good match. They were all, like I said, I didn't see anything on Evolution that was bad. Yeah, there was a couple that weren't as great as could have been, maybe, or whatever. Even the tag team stuff was good. They need to do it annually, and I still say give the girls their own show.
Even if it's only an hour, give them an hour.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. Even if it's only on YouTube, on your WWE YouTube page.
Yeah.
You're going to find out pretty
I'd watch
quickly
it.
that you're going to have more viewers on that than a lot of your other shit.
Yeah.
DHW says, I got pissed when Naomi cashed in. I'll say this, and I told Jay yesterday. I'm not necessarily disgusted with the fact that she cashed in, even though I'm over her. You know, it's like that day has kind of got the glow thing. I'll give her credit for this now. At least she got rid of the glow thing and has something different. But she lost my respect.
I kind of like that.
She lost my respect, I was going to say, when she went to TNA or Impact at the time and took the glow thing with her, which was WWE's IP. I'm surprised they allowed her to do that.
Right.
But the idea of going to a new company is that you reinvent yourself. Like Ash by Elegance, for example. She didn't stay there as, what was her name in WWE? Brooks? Dana Brooks?
Dana Brooks.
Yeah. She didn't stay there as Dana Brooks with that same gimmick. She came up with a totally different gimmick. I'm not saying I like it, but I'm saying she recreated it herself. And you know, I'm not under their banner anymore. I'm not that character anymore. Whereas she just came out and just kept on doing the glow thing. Right down to the entrance. So I kind of lost respect for her there. But now she's over here doing this totally different thing, and there's no more glow going on, even though the hair is kind of lit up and everything. But
I do like the psychotic Naomi, though. I do.
Yeah,
The
again, it's
laugh and
different.
The stuff. Yeah.
But why couldn't she have been different there? Because honestly, and not a knock, I mean, this is not for everybody. I don't think she has that creative in her. I think she has to have other people writing for her. She has to have other people creating for her. And then maybe something will trick, you know, in the mind and go, oh, yeah, well, what about this too? But I think she needs a lot of help to get to that character part. That's just what I take from it. Because, again, you had a chance to reinvent yourself. You know, Matt Cardona's done a pretty good job since he left the WWE of becoming Matt Cardona.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have a lot of other people. But that's because they didn't hold on to the Zack Ryder. You know, and it's not like he just got rid of the character name. He said it. You will never hear me say woo, woo, woo.
Well, he said he officially killed the character at one point. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisely so.
Yeah. How long before he's back?
We're running out of days. I mean, you know, one of the things Stevie talks about a lot is that when you're a wrestler, you have a card, you have a bump card. And you know that the more bumps you're checking off on that card, you have less left that you can take. And Matt takes some hard bumps in the shit that he's chosen to do over the last 10 years. I mean, if they're not pulling the trigger now, I don't think they do. You got Chelsea there already. She's been a rock star. He's over in the indies. He's over in so many other things. He's proven what he can do. Right. I dare say, and he's said this many a time, I make more money doing it this way and I'm my own boss. Why would, if you're making more money, why would you give that up?
Well, I was just curious because he's been on TNA recently.
Yeah.
And they've now had Dark State from NXT attacking. So at Slammiversary, there's supposed to be a match between members of Dark State and him, and he's supposed to find a partner. And I'm just kind of curious if this is maybe them seeing, okay, maybe we bring him back if after this or something. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean,
it's got me wondering.
Yeah, he could be on NXT programming now because of AEW or for TNA. I don't see him signing with WWE like Chelsea did, like what's her name? The Juggernaut.
Oh,
Jordan Grace. I don't see him signing to be a WWE superstar. I think he enjoys his freedom, both creatively, schedule.
Well, he's kind of I was going to say, he's made comments in the past about wanting to go home, and to him, WWE's home. So it's just, like I said, with them doing this here recently, it just had me wondering about maybe him coming back, even if it's for a short term, you know?
Well, like I said, if that's going to happen based on the bump card ideology, it has to be kind of soon. Because WWE is a rough schedule, man. You don't get to, wrestle twice a week.
Right.
I'm sure he's probably doing more than that anyway.
Or, like you said, him being in TNA, they do this at Slammiversary. He could show up in NXT next and be on a couple of their pay-per-views like the Hardys were and like Zach and Trey were.
And I can see that happening. Time will tell. But back to Naomi's thing, what my suggestion was, it wasn't that she cashed in, it was how she cashed in. What should have happened, because the whole build-up for the match was Rhea has never been able to beat Io one-on-one. So Rhea should have beat Io one-on-one, and then, while the two of them are exhausted, can't even lift the title to celebrate everything I got, I just gave. Then she comes in, smashes her with the case, then hands it over to cash it in. Ultimate heel. You've solved a lot of problems. Rhea gets to say she won. Naomi still steals the title. That's how, and she gets much more heat that way. And I feel like that was just too obvious for everyone not to have seen it. But you know what they think of us armchair quarterbacks over here, the booking team from our mama's basements. This is my basement, bitch. Mom don't live with me. So anyway, there's that. All right, I think that wraps us up. We're up to date, man. We got the OTC back at the last minute. That's actually not a bad idea. But maybe we'll do this a little bit more regularly on Monday nights and just have you kind of watching it in the background. And then when that shit happens live, we don't have to be those guys that come on later. I might redo the thumbnail and throw Roman on it.
There you go.
We was first, bitch. We did that shit live.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more. I think tomorrow, if all goes well, I'll probably have an XWF program or something like that going on now that I've rebuilt the majority of it. And that's assuming there's no patch update between now and then.
Right. Yeah.
Wait till the day 2K does a patch update for WrestleChat. It'll be like, where'd Jay go? Where'd Vince go? Where'd Jay go?
I'll lose my beard and shit.
Glasses will just be floating around like this.
Right.
I'll move my head, but the hat will stay straight. 2K, you guys are a fickle bunch of motherfuckers, aren't you? All right, well, it's that time of the day. Say goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you again next time for more WrestleChat. Take care. I actually watched a little bit of AEW, not a lot. Just enough to remind me why I don't watch it. Oh, this is already funny. Just the headline. The list of moves and actions that are now banned from AEW or need to be approved by the company.
Maybe that's why Nash is pissed off, because he went for Rock and Austin and not try to duplicate him.
Well, it'd be easier to duplicate him. You only have to learn 5 moves.
Like you said, and we've all been saying, Tony Khan, you need a hierarchy, and he gets one, and then we make fun of it.
Because he's sitting back there talking about the Brock match, and finally we had a wrestling match. Finally we got 2 guys telling a story. They weren't outside in the ring the whole time. One of them
was he not watching the same match as we were?
Yeah, those games, man, I would say, like, for me, like, the best ones, I would say, are, like, the ones where they try to get a certain, like, time.
This is my entire IT team right here on screen.